And I'm Tyler Tripodi. We're glad you're with us. The Oklahoma State Department of Education has announced a new Office of School Choice. The office will be a place parents can go to decide on schooling for their children. The idea is to be able to present all available options to parents. State Superintendent Ryan Walters announced the new office at yesterday's Board of Education meeting. He says that parents have been asking for this program. Oklahoma will be one of the first state departments to offer this resource to parents and guardians. A hit-and-run accident on campus yesterday took the life of OSU student Gabrielle Claudia Long. The tragedy was made worse by the fact that yesterday was Gabrielle's birthday. She turned 19. Students who knew Gabby described her as a kind, caring, and spunky person. The accident occurred at the corner of Monroe and Cantwell when a 3/4-ton pickup truck struck Gabrielle. She was transported to the hospital with serious injuries where she later passed away. Students have made the stop sign at the intersection into a makeshift memorial, placing flowers in remembrance of their fallen peer. At the same time, OSU PD has investigated the incident and arrested a suspect. 21-year-old Tyler Ron Peters was arrested yesterday in connection with the accident. He is currently being held on the charge of leaving the scene of an accident with a fatality. Additional charges are pending the completion of the investigation. Our thoughts and prayers go out to Gabrielle's friends, family, and anyone else affected by this tragedy. The IRS's Criminal Investigation Unit says it has looked into tax and money laundering cases worth almost $9 billion. The more than 1,600 cases are related to COVID fraud. The agency says almost 800 people have been indicted for their alleged COVID-related crimes. 373 of them have been sentenced to time in federal prison. The Criminal Investigation Unit says it has a 98.5% conviction rate in prosecuted COVID fraud cases. And they say they plan on continuing their investigation since they now have additional resources provided by the Inflation Reduction Act. The updated statistics come on the 4th anniversary of the CARES Act. A record meth bust at the border. U.S. Customs and Border Protection says officers seized 6.5 tons of methamphetamine, valued at $117 million, in a single enforcement action Sunday. The agency says it's the largest meth seizure recorded at a port of entry. The seizure happened at the Camino Real International Bridge between Mexico and Texas. A CBP field operations officer referred a tractor-trailer for secondary inspection. The rig's manifest was for piglet drying agents. A spokesman for Homeland Security Investigations says the seizure kept the drugs from making it to Houston, saving an untold number of lives. Well, it's anchors away and farewell to foreign shores. Here's wishing the Navy a happy birthday. Today is the U.S. Navy's actual birthday, observed every year on October 13th. It was on that date in 1775 that the Continental Congress green-lighted the first U.S. naval force. That makes Friday the Navy's 248th birthday. According to NationalDayCalendar.com, the Continental Navy had just 2 ships and a crew of 80 men at the time of its inception. Today, it has more than 340,000 active duty personnel and upwards of 71,000 reservists. It sure is crazy what 248 years can do. OSU is home to many clubs, but one that has taken the campus by storm is the Butter Club. This growing interest in dairy led to the first ever Butterfest. Preston Hudlow was there to see the spread.
Yes.
On a lighter note, one shelter in Stillwater is providing animals with a second chance. Our own Peyton Little went to find out how these furry friends are taken care of and rehabilitated.